Well, I understand I got a lot on my mind.
What's going on, everybody? Lloyd Jones with Indie Breakdown, the show that breaks down your favorite indie comic book characters' power stats and abilities and gets them ready for an indie versus matchup. We're on the final episode of season 4, believe it or not. Like this went by quick, and minus the hiatus, but it went by pretty quick. I'm very excited about this one here, y'all. So without further ado, we're gonna have our final guest for the season come onto the stage. We're gonna have him tell you the character, tell you about a little bit about the character, what company he's coming from, and of course himself. Let's go ahead and bring him onto the stage. What's going on, sir?
Good afternoon, young fella. How's it going today?
Oh man, it's going good. It is going so good, dude. I'm very excited to be getting back to these. Like I said, there was a little bit of a hiatus, but I'm, as you can tell, I'm a little bit excited to be on the final season of season 4 of this one. So yeah, good to answer the question.
Hey, I'm glad I made the cut. I didn't know you had 4 seasons of this, so that's I'm gonna definitely have to go back and give it a rewatch.
Oh yeah, a lot of there should be plenty of familiar faces on there for sure. You're plenty of content for you to check out. Anybody that hasn't watched it, yeah, there's 4 seasons. There's up to an hour long interviews and breakdowns of each and every one of those characters. So check that out.
All right.
So sorry about that. Let's get back to you here. Tell the people who you are, company, and the character you're bringing to the breakdown today.
All right. Well, today I'm H.W. Pete. I am the founder of New Horizon Comics and creator of Spirit the Woman of Hope, who is the character that we'll be talking about today. We're not going to talk about my second daughter. She's coming, but we're going to talk about Spirit today.
Okay. And I think I know exactly what character you're talking about. You just recently had a Kickstarter for her. Yes. I am looking forward to that story. We did back that one as well, dude.
Yeah,
that's cover.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. This is my baby. Spirit's my baby, but that beautiful theme is that's a lot of fun.
Okay. So talk to us a little bit about the inspiration behind Spirit.
All right. So this actually goes back to 2005.
Okay.
I'm at Chicago State University. I'm in an English class, and we're watching a video, and there's this panel interview with a bunch of female creators, poets, writers. Nikki Giovanni was on this panel, and
okay.
she quoted Toni Morrison. She said, if there was something out there that you wanted to read and you can't find it, you write it.
Mm-hmm.
And that struck with me, because when I heard that, I'm like, what is it that I want to read that I can't find that I'm willing to write? And the first thing that came to my mind, believe it or not, was I cannot think of at this very moment a Black mainstream female hero who has her own title in Marvel or DC. There's Storm, there was Monica Rambeau, there's Vixen, there's all types of characters, but I'm talking about somebody on the level of Superman.
Yeah.
Like Superman, Batman, and I wanted a Black woman. I didn't want Wonder Woman. So before that class ended, I had the name Renee Ryan, I had the name Spirit the Woman of Hope, and I basically had her origin in my head before that class ended. So and that's how it started.
Okay, well then let's see. That's amazing. That's amazing. I did, and thank you for letting the people know. I did peep that at the end of either the first or second book that you actually had that piece there. So it's interesting to see how that kind of carried on into the creation of Spirit, but also beautiful Thema as well. Well, I'm assuming so. Let me not get ahead of myself, but just the writing journey as a whole, really.
Right, the writing journey as a whole. Thema came about in 2020, but that's a different story.
Understood. So let's talk about Renee here. What does she do?
Renee, as it stands right now, is a young college professor who got her job, and I'll spill some secrets about it. Her mother is a retired professor.
Okay.
At Harold Washington University, and with her connection, she got Renee and her best friend Veronica a job at the school. And I just wanted a profession that allowed her to get away, or I could write her getting away to do her heroic stuff at Spirit. Yes. And not work, and that's the job I came up with.
Okay. Now let me ask this here. State of being. I know we talked a little bit about that offline, but diving into that, what is she exactly? And can you give us a little bit of a hint as to how she acquired these powers?
Okay, so her origin story will be told in issue 4.
Okay.
Issue 3 is currently in production, and that kind of leads right into her origin story, which spells it out. But what I can share is her abilities came to her as a young child.
Okay.
Her father is a retired astrophysicist who worked for NASA, and it was a take your daughter to work day, and he took his daughter to work, and something happened, and she gained these abilities as a young child, and it
Okay.
played a role in her becoming the person she is now.
Okay. And sidebar here. One of the things that we of course do want to avoid to the best of our abilities, and any spoilers, stuff like that. So if we start going into that territory, stop me. We're just, yeah.
No worries. Believe me, I'm not going to give away like any secrets that would make people say, I don't need to read the issue that comes out.
Okay.
But I'll tease you to, I need to read that issue.
Okay. Because we've had some where it's just like, yeah, and at the end of the next issue, no, don't do it. But okay. So let's dive into a little bit here. What are all of the abilities that she has, right? Obviously, we've seen flight, a little bit of strength in there, but dive a little deeper in for me. What all can she do?
Okay, so as it stands right now, Spirit has what I'm going to go ahead and call developing abilities. If you have the first issue, there's a page at the end of the issue that kind of spells certain things out. It says current design, current strength level, current ability. So we're looking at Spirit as she is right now, which leads anyone that's reading the book to believe that there will be some growth to this.
Yeah.
So as it stands right now, Spirit has super strength. She has the ability to fly. She has super speed while flying.
Okay.
And there's some limited invulnerability. So the limited invulnerability, like bullets, she feels them. They may sting, they may tick, but it's not like going to penetrate her skin.
Okay.
But she's, like I said, she's growing into some abilities. And when you get through issue 3, at the end of that, you'll look at that and go, uh-oh, something's going on here. And that my thought process behind that was, when you read the 3rd issue and you wrap that up, it's like, now I need to know how she got her powers.
Right.
So and that leads into the origin, which closes out the first story arc.
Okay. And so then, okay, let me get back to that speed really quick. Now, you said super speed while in flight. How fast are we talking? Are we talking like Mach 1, 2, that kind of situation?
We're looking at a Mach speed, not something she's not the Flash.
Okay, fair enough.
Right. So she can, what's that transatlantic flight that goes from, I think they can get from the US from New York to London in 7 hours. We're talking, if you can do it in a plane in 7, she can probably get you there in 2 to 3. So she's not.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes her time to get places if she has to go. She's not.
She's not instantaneously moving. It's not ridiculous like that.
Yeah. So yeah, if there's a train coming and she takes off late, that train might hit you. So.
Gotcha. Jesus. So in regards to her speed outside of flying, then, or are we maybe like a peak human, Olympic? What are we looking at speed wise?
Olympic level athlete.
Okay. Now, with that going into strength here, I know obviously we did talk about super strength here. I want to know lifting and I want to know striking power. Where does she sit currently?
Okay, so lifting. I want to go ahead. In the book, it has 60 tons. So she's strong. She can handle herself. She can do up to 6. She can press 60 tons easy. Striking ability. Man, I don't know how that would translate, given with what she can lift, but
is she able to easily knock down a building, like a building, whether it be a house, skyscraper, or we start talking about land masses? Where's that kind of upper echelon within the first 2 issues here?
Striking ability, she can definitely knock down. Let me say it this way: she holds back.
Understood. Okay.
She holds back because she knows if she makes a mistake, bad things can happen. So right now she can lift 60 tons. She can, she can lift a mountain. I'm going to go ahead and say she can lift a mountain.
Okay.
I know there are mountains out there that come in that 60-ton range. So if she were to hit the Sears Tower, I'm in Chicago. We call it the Sears Tower still. One punch from her on the Sears Tower, she could bring it down.
Okay. Knock over Sears Tower.
If she chose to.
if she chose to. Understood. Okay. Okay. And this is, and let me ask this, right? And again, she's holding back and stuff like that. Now, let's say, loved one in danger, balls to the wall here. Is current spirit able to do even more damage or lift even more than this? Again, current loved ones in danger, it's about to go down. What's that upper echelon? Just to speculate here.
Just no, she's where she is right now is where she is right now.
Maxed out here. Okay.
She's maxed out here.
Okay. All right. Now, being a college professor, I am curious to know what her intelligence level is. Are we approaching the levels of super genius, or where does she kind of stand now?
She is okay. If I'm going to have to make the comparisons to the mainstream, smart guys. So you got Reed Richards, you got Henry Pym, you have Bruce Banner. So you have Moon Girl, who I believe is the smartest person in the Marvel universe.
That's correct.
She falls, and she's more like Iron Man. She falls down. She's not the smartest person in the New Horizon Comics universe, but she loves mechanical engineering. She's into astrophysics. She loves astrology. So she's not a dummy. She's not a dummy. And in the second issue, I allude to some of that where you see her thinking through things and realizing, oh, hey, water, iron, electricity, we can do some stuff here. So,
okay. Now you did touch on durability a little while ago, right? Bullets are they sting, but they're not kind of penetrating the skin there. What's kind of the upper echelons of that? If they, if we start talking about machine gun fire, 50 cals, those type of things, would she be damaged by this type of thing, or just kind of feel the pressure of it?
The more powerful the gun, the more she's going to feel it. It's not going to damage her.
Okay.
It's not, there's nothing that's going to damage her right now, or there's nothing that we have is
on Earth right now that's going
to damage her. But the more powerful the weapon used against her is, the more she's going to feel it.
Okay. So, that goes back to what you were saying, that limited invulnerability, essentially.
Right.
Okay.
She's not Superman.
She's not Superman, but okay. So like Superman Returns, where they shot him in the eye, that famous scene that they kept showing in the trailer over and over, right? She would flinch at that. She'd be like, what are you doing, right? But her eye's not gonna be gone from that. It's just gonna be like, what's wrong with you? Okay. I know who I want your character to face off against. Of course, we're all at the mercy of the randomizer wheel here. There's a character, Solar the Sovereign, I'm thinking about right now, which would be, in my mind, a fun play on who she was facing off against in her book with sea level, right? It's gonna be, you got the water and, not necessarily fire, but heat and all that other stuff. But like lifting strength wise, not to, focus on that character at all, but like he maxes out at 25. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like lifted like that. She's got him. But with this invulnerability versus his heat abilities and stuff like that, I want to, anyway, speculation on that another time. But mine's racing already with a potential story on that.
Somebody throws a good punch, she's going to feel it.
Okay. Now, can she be knocked out?
Yes, she can be knocked out. She has a level of invulnerability, but if she were to go against Superman right now, if he threw a haymaker, he can put her down.
Okay. So. Okay, let's keep going with that then. So, obviously, again, versions of these mainstream characters in comics right now are insane. But let's go back to early 90s versions of them, or going back here. If this should be an obvious answer for me, but just to kind of narrow it down, because again, the power scaling and creep of some of these newer comics have gotten insane. Let's throw her back into the Superman versus Doomsday back in the day, right? Okay. Or maybe even the New 52, like in the animated movies. Let me ask about the Justice League leading up to that battle. Hawkman with his mace. Is she getting knocked out by Hawkman?
Is she getting knocked out by Hawkman with the mace? She is going to. Ooh, that is a good question. I like this. I like this.
Okay. And I asked, because again, I'm thinking about the newer version of that movie, and the Justice League got involved. Green Lantern's there, Hawkman's there, everybody's pulling up trying to do something to help out. But obviously, it was Doomsday, right? So only Superman was really coming in to really do some real damage. But these are still heavy hitters at the end of the day. So yeah, Hawkman.
So Spirit right now, the Spirit that you're looking at in issues 1 and 2 would get knocked out.
She'd get knocked out. Okay.
Because the thing is, she's fairly new to the superhero game.
Yeah, it was like 6 months at this point in time, right?
She's fairly new to it, so she's smart, but she's not experienced in superheroing. So she doesn't.
Okay.
Who is this? Can I match up? She's not thinking like that. She's just thinking, hey, I can do these things. Let me see. Let me use what I know against this person. So,
okay, which leads me actually perfectly right into combat skill. Does she have any previous trainings throughout her life, or is she just like, I got the powers, like you said, I got the powers. It's the right thing to do. I'm a brawler. Let's get it going.
She got the powers. She was trained by her parents, and she wasn't. She does not have experience against other superpower beings. She's looked up to them. There are superpower beings in the New Horizon comic universe that she is aware of, but she's not engaged with anyone. This is her first real encounter with a known villain who has superhuman abilities.
Okay, so no boxing, no kickboxing, no, she's just throwing hands.
Right. She knows nothing's going to really hurt me. I'm really strong. Bring it. Let's see what you got. So that's where she is currently. But as the story progresses, she starts to realize things, and yeah.
Okay. Last two, as it stands with the my stat system here, for reference for the video. I will have some questions after. Energy projection. From the first two issues, she's not throwing blasts or anything like that. Does she have any affinity for that currently? And we just not seeing it? Okay.
No, she's not going to hit you with no heat vision or super breath or anything like that. That's not to say it's not coming, but again, she's currently at this. There is the potential for development. There's the potential for growth.
Okay. And oh man, you're good. Okay. He's like, no, we not. One day, maybe. Agility. I want to know, in this regard specifically, is she faster than a speeding bullet, or would she be kind of trajectory dodging? Right.
She's faster than a speeding bullet if she's flying. So it's kind of like the cannonball thing. When I'm blasting, I'm invulnerable. So when she's flying, she can move. Now, if she had to do it and she's not flying, she's not that quick. So she's not going to dodge a bullet.
Okay. And so in regards to kind of her reaction and perception then, she can see bullet fire clearly, right? Like, again, not necessarily saying able to react in the same vein as like Flash did in the Justice League movie, right? It's not going to slow down for her, but can she see bullets being fired at her, what have you? Or is it just kind of, again, like, I heard them shoot and let me hurry up and I'm in flight and I can get out of the way?
Now, if she's flying, she's able to move faster than, so that ability is there when she's in flight. So there's right. So like in the first issue, she's hovering in the air. So she's in the air and some guys fire on her. She takes the fire because she knows I don't want these guys firing randomly at the people. So I'll take this here because I don't want to try to dodge this and them shooting wildly and you hit the people in the background. So
okay, that, and you know what, it reminds me of like the Justice League cartoons or Superman and stuff like that, where and it used to get on my nerve when arguing with people like, oh, Superman's getting hurt by this thing. It's like, he's tanking it so no random person can get hurt by it. No, this is not going to hurt him for real. But people will use that as, oh, he got hit by it, so he's not fast enough to stop it. Stop it. Okay, so the outfit, I am curious to know, because it didn't seem like the outfit was getting damaged either. Is there a special material or armor or what have you to this to the super suit that she utilizes?
So in the third issue, that's actually addressed.
Okay.
So in the third issue, that's addressed in the first couple of pages, actually. So
Okay.
there is something special about what she's wearing. I can say that much.
Okay. I'll just notate the special to be discussed later.
Yeah, you know,
So
because
issue 3.
you know, dad's pretty smart. Mom's a retired teacher. You know, so she comes from a family of nerds.
Okay.
So a lot of stuff was taken into consideration when they prepared her for her debut.
Okay. Okay. So we've got the suit, Kate, seemingly homemade, but we have some very smart characters in the background that are helping it. So they kind of serve as this. Her parents are almost kind of potentially her man in the chair type situation as well. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Oh gosh, I have questions that will just inevitably lead to essentially asking you for spoilers. I don't want to do that. Let me see.
Yeah, ask away. If they're answerable, we can go for it. If not, I can tease.
Okay, let me ask this. Can she go out into space? Can she survive the vacuum of space?
No.
No? Now, hypothetically, with a spacesuit on and, an entire setup and apparatus, would she be able to survive re-entry from space?
She would, because she'd technically be flying.
Okay.
So, but that's not to say if something were to happen. And with her, again, you're going to see some stuff in the third issue, and you're going to be like, "Hey, there's more to this story here with these particular characters," and then the origin kind of really leans into it, and it's like, okay, if that were to happen, Spirit could be the most powerful being on the planet.
Oh, okay. Don't do that. Come on. Okay, let me ask this: what other heroes, or how widespread are heroes in this world? I know there was a mention of one other, but how many, if you can, like how full is the world with heroes in this verse?
So the New Horizon Comics universe has a plethora of heroes, but I don't focus on all of them. I'm looking to just tell the story of key heroes in the universe.
Yeah,
with them being brown and black heroes, men and women, and I'm focusing on the women first. So we get the ladies. There's 4 key characters. The first 2 are women. The second 2 are guys. So, but you have Spirit. There's Thema. I just wrapped up something prior to this with. There's another book in production this year that introduces some more heroes to the New Horizon Comics universe that tie in more to Thema. But we're also getting the origin of Sea Level in this book too.
Yeah,
that is being produced. So you're introduced to more. The world building is there, and as things unfold, the other characters will be exposed and come out. And then the question is, like, when Divinity, the hero that was there, it was mentioned in the first issue, when she retired, why didn't anyone else step up? So then why no one else stepped up? And there's a reason why it was Spirit who stepped up to say, I can do this. And, she got that initial reaction from the world that, hey, thank you, we love you. And then now she's going through her issues after what happened in Millennium Park in downtown Chicago.
Okay. Which, oh my gosh, the whole conspiracy plot that's happening in the background right now is happening. I'm invested. I'm invested.
The editor is like he saw this. Of course he's seen the script. And he's like, bro, I want more of this story. So I'm like, we're working on it. So.
And you have Greg doing the editing for this for Spirit.
Yeah, Greg's doing the editing stuff.
Outstanding. Okay. So I do want to ask this, and I'm reminded we did an interview a while back with Tony Cottrell, Advent Comics. He had a character Nia X, which that is another good versus match. Nia versus Spirit would be good. Anyway, I do want to bring up, because I do want to ask about Divinity slightly to get a little bit more insight into scaling within verse and then being able to cross-reference outside. I bring him up because Nia X went against Titan the Ultraman, right? And we got to see kind of the scale between the two there. Long explanation aside, how strong is Divinity in comparison? What was Divinity able to do, as much as you could share anyway?
Yeah, so Divinity she's the world's most popular superhero, who she can fly. Her abilities, I can share this. There's a trading card that went out with the Spirit 2 campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got the trading card, you kind of see where she got her abilities from.
Mm-hmm.
So they're mystical in nature, or magical in nature. But Divinity she's currently stronger than Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
She's more experienced than Spirit, and if the two of them went to blows, Divinity will ain't no probably about it. Divinity will beat her because of the experience factor.
I see. Okay.
Right. But Divinity's going through some stuff right now where when the two meet in the third issue, you don't get no fight. I mean, I'll share this, but something has happened, and you realize at that point, Spirit is Divinity can't hold anything to Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So I can share that.
Yeah. Okay. So it's
Divinity retired for a reason.
There's a reason why she took a step down. Okay. I like this. The difference in the example I was using versus with Nia X and Titan versus a Divinity and Spirit. Like Titan was holding like realities together, right? And like ordinarily would be, way stronger than her. But there was something that was taking place where he got caught off guard and she was able to like launch him and this guy catch him off guard. And this again, anyway, when we was kind of talking back and forth about what they could do, it was like Titan is clearly stronger. However, when, like we talked about, being caught off guard, when, not being expected, or when this character who he does know, different factors playing into it as to why he wouldn't go all out, was just thinking about that. Like, okay, well, where does Divinity stand power stat wise and what she's able to accomplish in universe in comparison to Spirit? But no, that actually answers a good bit of my question with that. It's better experience. So, how old is she again? I'm sorry. Spirit, I mean.
25.
25.
She's a youngin'.
Okay. 25. 6 months into the game. Because, okay. I think I have everything that I need. She doesn't have any gadgets or anything like that. Obviously, from what we've seen, it's just kind of been the suit. And then what she brings to the table just innately.
Right. That's it. No gadgets, no special, no utility belt, no lasso of truth. Okay.
I'll say this and we'll get ready to close out. What excites me here, and again, I've said this on a couple episodes now. I think this season, recently, I took a hiatus. I mentioned that before. I took a break because there was a lot. The group became a lot. And I forgot what I loved about the Indie Breakdown, right? And it's these conversations where we only do these conversations, the interviews with people that have books. And the reason being is you guys know what you want your character to be, what they're doing. You have a grasp on your story. And that's the refreshing part, right? You know what you want to do. You have a plan. There's arcs, you've got the world building. It's all there. And I personally had lost sight of that or got frustrated and took that hiatus because we did end up running into a lot of situations where it was just, I want to be stronger than everybody else. I want my guy to be able to do everything. And of course, obviously, Batman nowadays can do everything. But what was the appeal of Batman in the past that led to this? He's a regular guy trying to make do with what he got. And when we saw him break through all of these ridiculous situations, then it put him into that legendary status that we've taken out of proportion nowadays. But that was the appeal of him standing next to these giants, or at least my thought process with it. Not just out the gate, he's just everything. One Punch Man. One Punch Man is great because the story is not just Saitama destroying everything or just being the end-all be-all. It's like, man, I hope Saitama makes it here in time, or else these people are in danger. Right, so there's more nuance to it. So anyway, rambling aside here, I am, this season has reminded me what I've loved about this in your character, and rereading your story has contributed to that. So thank you.
No,
Thank
you're welcome. I appreciate you reading the story, and just to kind of to piggyback on something you said. Yeah, Spirit Strong. I don't want the most powerful superhero. I don't want her to be like invulnerable because then that's no fun to write.
Right.
You I want you to have challenges. I want you to have limitations. I want her to have to think her way out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Because once you reach these, I watch a lot of power scaling videos. This is these two guys that I watch. They happen to be brothers, Kazi and Official Divine. Love their channel. But you start looking at characters that are one example. Obviously Dragon Ball. When you combine things like Dragon Ball Heroes and all these other things, the example of that version of Goku, they were fighting a character that was threatening to affect the real world. And so now you're talking about characters that know they are fiction, able to affect outside of the arcade game that they are within. That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's ridiculous. That's beyond forgive if I'm saying the name incorrectly. That's beyond Mitsupitalik, right? Like that's beyond these characters. You're saying that the one above all, who can only affect what's happening in his verse, is under a Goku who can affect not only the multiverse within the show, but also the real world and all the universe that contains. Stop it. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's no fun. That's no fun to write for me.
No, at all. Because this guy's power level never felt like that. You guys are endangering existence on every scale. You're telling me you're just going to throw punches with this? Stop it. Stop it.
One of the things like these heroes in this universe are going to do, they're going to deal with some real world stuff. So Spirit has a arc coming up that's going to really humble her.
Yeah.
And it's not coming from a being made of water or someone who can move really fast. This is coming from a regular guy on the street.
See, okay. I'm looking forward to more. Definitely looking forward to more. And we'll talk offline. There's somebody that you remind me of. Shout out to Coach from Essential Comics. If I just had money and the umbrella and I would be like, man, I would love a crossover with y'all's worlds, because there's this grounded nature to both of y'all's universes that's just like, man, again, real world issues, whether it's just focusing on tech, whether it's alien tech or not, like it's still grounded to where we're still trying to understand this thing, right? And so again, as we're following Spirit, as we're following all these other heroes that you're introducing, again, like you said, you're dealing with stuff on the street level, on the ground level. Those are usually the better stories, in my opinion. I have a personal preference for grounded street level stories, personally. But anyway, let me not ramble too much. Let the people know where they could find you, how they could support you, going forward.
Yeah, going forward, the best place to learn more and find out more is the website, www.newhorizoncomics.com. From there, you can get to all the social media platforms, because New Horizon is on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. So we're out there. We're growing. I'm 3 years into this as a creator with books, but the company is 4 years old. So we're trying to do it, and it's not easy, but it's fun.
It is. So, well, again, thank you for coming on. Anybody that's watching, listening, experiencing the Indie Breakdown for the first time, thank you guys for tuning in. Again, be sure to support New Horizon Comics. Go ahead and pick up Spirit 1 and 2. Be on the lookout for Beautiful Thema. Is that officially out, or you're still finishing up Kickstarter stuff for that?
No, that's done. I'm just waiting for the books to get here, and once the books get here, everything goes out. So I'll be actually putting that digital comic together next week.
Okay, and there you have it. Y'all pick that up, check it out. Be on the lookout for the breakdown for Spirit. We take all this information again and accompany it with screenshots from the comic proper, so you can see her in all her glory. Please, guys, visit indiebreakdown.com, where we're building out a database as well. So there's database cards with the power scaling system that we have, with the creators' information on there, so you can go and visit all of their websites and Instagram pages, Facebook pages, social media, if you would. The biggest thing that we're trying to help deal with is visibility, because that is the biggest problem, I think. I mean, obviously money, right? That's something, but once indie gets the visibility that they need, the money comes. right? And people are able to continue with their passions and bring you guys brand new stories. So before I get on my soapbox about supporting one another, watch any of our previous lives about that. But again, visit that indiebreakdown.com. You'll check out all these breakdowns and interviews and so much more. And thank you for helping us redefine power scaling in indie world. I'm Lloyd Jones with Indie Breakdown, and y'all have a good rest of y'all's day.
Take it easy.
Bitch, I'm proud.